Hey all, welcome to my channel. I don't really have much to talk about today, honestly. It's more of a case where I told myself basically I'd make sure to always at least do one live stream to YouTube once a week at least, and that was one of my goals. Today, I think the most closest thing I can talk about right now is basically the buyouts with Russell Westbrook being bought out by the uh, Jazz, and then basically essentially signing with the Clippers, and then Patrick Beverly being bought out by the Magic, so that he could go sign up with the Bulls or join the Bulls, even though it's not going to be official until tomorrow. The deal for Westbrook, though, is kind of interesting. I don't know how that plays out entirely because it's one of those things where you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, but the thing is like with all three on the floor, it might be doable. But the question is, can Paul George and Leonard play alongside Westbrook? I mean, it's one of those things where Westbrook was kind of the man at one point here and there. Like he liked to be the main shot uh, when it came to the final seconds. Game is on the line. He always wanted the ball in his hands. Whereas Kawhi Leonard, he just likes the ball and look, he'll pass him over. Same thing with PG. Um, so the question is like, will Paul George and Kawhi Leonard mesh well with Westbrook? I mean, Westbrook didn't do really well in the Lakers. Granted, he's back in LA, same stadium, but the problem is different team, of course. But the thing is like, can he mesh well? Because the thing is with the Lakers, I mean, honestly, it's no different in a ways with LeBron and AD Anthony Davis, but in this case with PG and Leonard, or just call him KL for now, Kawhi Leonard. Um, is it going to be just another repeat of what happened with the Lakers? I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, if Westbrook is willing to relegate his role and just be one of those guys where I mean, he can be a shooter, get to the foul line. He's a great foul line, free throw shooter, and he gets to the foul line a lot. I mean, it's one of those things where if he can do that, I think that complements really well with KL and PG. Uh, I mean, granted, again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens because the thing is with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George coming to the Clippers, everyone thought, okay, this is going to be the dominant West, basically, between these three, which was going to be the Lakers, Clippers, and Golden State Warriors. And lo and behold, it's not actually that anymore. It's actually now the Denver Nuggets, Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm not sure where else at this point. I mean, honestly, it's up to debate at this point. Um, so the real question comes down to is can Westbrook mesh well with them quickly enough that they can make a playoff push or playoff run into the deep into the playoffs for that matter. I think they're in the playoff for sure, but if they're in the playoff play-in, they can still get in at that point as well too. The Lakers now, this is the case where this could be LeBron's last season, or next year could be his last season. But with no longer Westbrook there, and now you've got, uh, you know, basically the team that's where they're at right now. Um, the question is like, can the Lakers make a push as well too? It is if it's LeBron's last season, he might do something to the point like he might start taking the game into his hands more and more, and try to push the Lakers into it, even though his body's like. I mean, there's the case of like offloading as well too. That's another factor too. It's matter what happens there. It's hard to say at that point, but I think with the Clippers signing of Westbrook, they could probably make. They'll definitely pass the first round for sure. They'll definitely get past the first round depending on who they're playing. Well, actually, I can't say that entirely true. No, that's not entirely true. It depends how it works out in the playoffs because Westbrook has been known not to do really well in the playoffs. The only time he did really well was in when he was with the Thunder. But at that time, he had Harden and he had KD basically to take up the slack. The question is can Kawhi Leonard and PG take up the slack from from Westbrook. It's remained to be seen. But there was another aspect as well too with the slam dunk contest over the All Star break. I forgot the guy's name, McClunny or McFlurry, whatever his name is. In any case, it's a G leaguer that basically came up, signed up for like maybe 2 days for the Sixers, so he just can get up there so that he can gain some momentum. I mean, honestly, it's a question of like now is this if this is a case, then why not just have a basketball team, like a professional team, sign one of those street ballers because like the street ballers are way good in slam dunking. Why not just sign them up for like a day or two to showcase them, the team, and say, hey, we have them, and then cut them afterwards. I mean, reality, sign them for like the bare minimum, whatever it may be, for 1 or 2 days, and like have a contest like hey, if you win, we'll pay you this much, etc. Basically, or is the question is like will the slam dunk go that towards that route basically? Because the thing is with NBA players nowadays, not many are going in at this point, and some are putting. I mean, Adam Levine, and I forgot the other guy. Not Levine. Levine and the other guy, I forgot his name. That were in the slam dunk contest for the past couple of years. Try to keep it up, keep the momentum, but it hasn't been the same since Kobe Bryant. Since last of Kobe Bryant, basically. Um, and it brings up a good point that the reason why is that no superstars doing the slam dunk contest anymore is probably because of LeBron. LeBron, the fact that he never wanted to do it, they're like, oh, if LeBron's not going to do it, why should we do it? And now, I forgot his name. I forgot the ESPN reporter's name. ESPN. When, not Wendy next. Sorry. ESPN. Let's see. NBA reporter. I forgot his name. It's Wendell. I forgot his name. Wendes Summon. Oh, I forgot his name. I know his nickname. I would always remember, and then I would just forget it a lot of the times. Now, not Wojnarowski, by the way. Not Wojnarowski. Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst. He brought up a good point when he was talking with on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. They brought up about LeBron causing the issues. Windhorst brought up the thing where it's like maybe the first year, when it was All-Star game and it was his rookie year for LeBron, and the fact that he didn't go in because he felt snubbed not being in the All-Star game. He's like, what, I'm not gonna be a slam dunk. I'm not gonna join the slam dunk because like you didn't invite me to the game, so why would I want to do the slam dunk contest? And then afterwards, it's a matter of like, after that, it's a case of him being hesitant because he wasn't gonna win. Chances are he was not gonna win, and I mean based on the number of basketball, stars or players that played in the dunk contest, some of them prove that they are better dunkers than LeBron. I mean, the question is, would LeBron have won? No, it's hard to say. But the question is like, was LeBron hesitant because the fact that he knew he wasn't going to win? I mean, if he was surely confident that he wasn't going to win, then you know what? You go in and you try to overcome it. That's what a superstar does. I mean, Jordan did that. Kobe did that. And they're considered superstars because like they overcame the hurdles that they needed to overcome. So now the question comes down to is LeBron was not willing to do the slam dunk contest because of the fact that he was sure that he was fairly hesitant of losing and not winning. I don't want to say scared because like I don't think it was a case of scare, him of fear, but it was more of a case of maybe being hesitant. If that's the case, then like, is he really garnered? Should he be garnered like the best NBA player of all time? I mean, all these players: Jordan, Kobe, Jabbar, Bill Russell, even Dwayne Wade. Well, actually, not Dwayne Wade. Shaq, basically. Hakeem Olajuwon. Um, they knew their deficits, and they knew if they could never overcome, if they had issue, like if they were, like there was a hurdle that they needed to get over to get past that level, they would do it. They would try to do whatever they could to get over that hurdle, to do it and win it, basically. I mean, MVP. I mean, when David Robinson won the MVP right in front of Hakeem, Hakeem basically showed up Robinson that day in that game, and you could take a look at that game. You'll see the day that David Robinson was essentially given the title of MVP, right on the court when he was playing Hakeem. Hakeem was not Elijah was not too thrilled about that, and you saw what he did. He basically like embarrassed David Robinson at that point. So the question comes down to is could you consider LeBron that? I mean, so if this is his final year, um, great, for LeBron's uh, career at this point. If it is his final year, okay. I mean, he's had a really good year. He had really good 20 years. Uh, Number one time All Star of all time. We're not taking anything away from that for sure. Now it is definitely barbershop talk at this point. Is he the best of all time? I don't know. Some say it's like should he be the number one or number two on the Mount Rushmore of things? For me, I would say no. It'd have to be always Jordan, Kobe, Bird, and I was gonna say Magic, but I don't think so. I think it's Bill Russell, to be quite honest with you. Bill Russell, by far, because like what he did and what he was able to do with the Celtics at that moment in time, I don't think anyone was able to. Now the question is, should Bird be there? He was a good pure shooter. He wasn't athletic, good pure shooter, but he was also just as determined as Jordan was as well too. So let's not forget that. Let's not take that away. But the thing is, like, it's definitely Jordan for sure, and definitely Kobe. The question is like, would you say Bill Russell or would you say Shaq? Honestly, I would have said Shaq in the beginning, but the thing is like, the way Bill Russell was versus Shaq, if Bill Russell and Shaq had played against each other, I think Bill Russell would have still outplayed him. Simple as that. I think like just the way Elijah would outplayed Shaquille, Bill Russell would have played out Shaquille as well too. Shaquille was known for being a powerhouse. Let's not deny that. But at the same time, Russell could pretty much was far more athletic than. Well, yeah, I definitely could see that. If you watch some of the games, you could see Bill Russell was definitely far more athletic than Shaquille. Um, and then the number four spot, I don't know. Like I would say Larry Bird. Honestly, I'm thinking Larry Bird, but in reality, I mean, honestly, that's up for debate for me. Basically, I'm just putting Larry Bird for here for now. Um, Probably going to be someone much better. That's a great pure shooter and a great defender as well too, and knows how to play well defensively as well too. I mean, now someone would say, "Oh, well, what about Scottie Pippen?" Not really. Oh, what about Magic Johnson? Him and Bird definitely changed the game, but Johnson was not the superstar that could define the game like Jordan and Bird did, as well as Kobe did. Um, in any case, back to the point in hand, being live streaming, of course. Was it? It's about a good 13 minutes have gone, 14 minutes have gone by. I will say this: this Westbrook trade, I mean, it was by far, I think, the best for the Lakers to do to get rid of Westbrook. He probably was a distraction in their locker room. No ins and outs and buts. Um, Westbrook is definitely a great pure shooter. Great pure shooter. Is he the best point guard out there right now? I don't think so. But he's a great pure shooter from a point guard's perspective. He knows how to drive into the lane. One of the things that people don't realize, that's the lost art. Um, but this All Star game actually also showed me something that I wasn't too aware of. Just how good Jason Tatum is. Um, Jason Tatum might become the new superstar. He might become the one that might overtake Larry Bird in Boston Celtic lore. I mean, let's not forget Russell, and then there was Russell, and no one could overtake him until Bird came in, and he became number one. Tatum might become that number one soon enough. Who knows? I think if Tatum gets another player, not a superstar, but an all-star, or close to an all-star, someone like that's really good as a complementary player, sort of like a Horace Grant, sort of like a Tony Kukoc, or a Dennis Rodman type of person. I know I'm making references to the Bulls, but I mean he's already got Brown, so he just needs someone of like Rodman, Kukoc, Horace Grant type of person. I think you could see the Celtics with a new legacy or a new dynasty. I think there will be a new dynasty with the Celtics for that matter. It'd be great if the Knicks can do that. It'd be great if the Knicks could do that, but the way that things are going, I doubt the Knicks are going to ever come to that. RJ Barrett, as good as he is, I think he's just a complementary role player. I think it's time to like trade him. I hate to say it. I think it's time to trade him. I mean, unless Thibodeau uses him the way he's supposed to be used, I don't think RJ Barrett, unless RJ Barrett starts growing a little bit more, I don't think we're going to see his full potential that we thought he could see. By far, he's no Zion Williamson, and I think we all knew that Zion Williamson was the one that we wanted. If not Zion Williamson, John Morant. Unfortunately, John Morant with the Memphis Grizzlies, it's showing how good John Morant is as well too. John Morant and Zion Williamson, put those two together, I think you got an unstoppable team. Damian Lillard also shows otherwise as well too, like making me wish. I really wish the Knicks had traded for Damian Lillard 5 years ago, 6 years ago, but that was never the case. In any case, I'll just leave it at that. Please leave. If you're, I know if someone's trying to leave a comment, I don't see it because I'm streaming through OBS Studio. It doesn't show me the chats live. I'm trying to see if the chats are there, but the thing it doesn't show properly. So you can wait. Actually, there's a top chat and there's a live chat. Okay, there's a live chat on. Anyways, please leave a comment. Leave your comments in the comment section. I do read my comments. Even though this is a live, it now will be stored, so you can still view it. If you view it, leave your comments, and also please subscribe if you can. I do ask for the subscription so that I could live stream from my phone, because sometimes I would have to wait at the end of the day to get to my laptop, or in this case Surface tablet, and just basically stream from it. But with that, I'll leave that. Again, leave your comments. Let me know what your thoughts of the Westbrook trade or Westbrook signing of the Clippers and Pat Beverly signing with the Bulls. Do you think they'll go far enough with them, or is just do you think that the Westbrook signing will do more harm than good for the Clippers, or will it do really well for the Clippers, that the Clippers could go far? Let me know, and let me know your thoughts about that. Like I said, I'll read my comments and I try to answer them, or I do answer them if you've seen. But in any case, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.